Ford Gas is up its dividend. Let's talk to Jonathan Marino. He is editor of Reuters PE Hub. Jonathan, Ford is doubling its dividend, 10 cents a share. That's a 7-year high. It's
not a bad time to Ford, especially when you look at some of the other really down dividend projections that are coming out. Obviously, there's a lot of hand-wringing going on about what tech stocks are going to be doing to open up the new year. This is probably a really good time for Ford to jump out there, maybe get a little bit of good press for themselves, show off for their shareholders.
They've got some cash on hand. The first quarter dividends will cost them $370 million.
They've got more than they need to work with, though.
All right. They've got strong North American sales, softer in Europe, but I guess the sales in the U.S. can offset that.
Probably to be expected in Europe.
Okay, and shares are, yes, troubles in Europe for all the car companies, basically. Shares are jumping up 2% today. And wanted to mention also that my colleague Rhonda Schaffler is headed to the auto show out there with the leading automotive aficionado, Paul Ingrassia, who's our deputy editor-in-chief here at Reuters. So watch for Rhonda's work out there. All right, my friend, let's move to the hot spot. And as we do, remember those snaps at the bottom of your screen for more headlines of the day. Herbalife, this is a great story. We've got Daniel Loeb and Bill Ackman going at odds over the stock of Herbalife. One shorting, Daniel Loeb saying it's a $40 stock, it's going to go to $60, he thinks. Meeting today over at Herbalife with Michael Johnson, CEO.
One of these two really big names is going to be wrong. And remember, these guys used to be kind of investing teammates not too long ago. I think that this might have actually gotten a little bit personal. And it's going to be pretty fun to watch. Des Bryant came out and said today, have a shake, share an aloe. Don't share your shakes, especially during flu season, but definitely get some aloe. It's probably going to be looking pretty good for them. It seems like they've done everything they can to really counter all of this negative Ackman press. However, so many of his bets about companies going bad have gone so right before. It's going to be really interesting to see how this plays out. And then there's Madeleine Albright,
who shares the shake and aloe. Her
yes.
company is an advisor to Herbalife, and she's personally testified to using the products. She's been pretty quiet, though, recently. She hasn't jumped into the fray on this whole Ackman-Loeb thing.
I wouldn't want to take either one of them on. She's smart to stay out of this.
Right. Wouldn't want to take her on either. Stock of Herbalife today, though, at the shareholder meeting is up 2%. All right, let's move on to Super Value, number 3 grocery store, and a consortium led by Cerberus Capital is buying 5 of its retail grocery chains. This is a somewhat complicated deal. It's
a pretty complicated deal. Cerberus brought in a ton of other investors to join them. What do you know? A big Minnesota-based retailer is getting taken out, and it isn't Best Buy. And it certainly isn't going to be anytime soon. They took out 877 stores at a purchase price of $100 million. Now they've kind of bought their way into the supermarket space, but what they're going to have to do now is grow it. One of the best ways to do that is still stay in the public markets. Go out, buy Kmart from Sears, and keep yourself on the East Coast. They just took out a ton of space in the Midwest with this acquisition. The other thing that they can do, they're going to have to be competing with the big grocery chain Kroger, start adding prescription benefit management businesses, get that many more people to come in the door. Turn yourself into a superstore.
Interesting. Okay, so we should just mention, these are somewhat familiar names. Albertson, Acme, Jewel Osco, Shaw's, and Star Market are those chains that are part of this deal. All right, let's do a little retail therapy and talk a little luxury, even though not looking so good. Tiffany, holiday sales were up 4%, but this is well below expectations. Last year, they were up 7%, planning conservatively for 2013.
And on top of that, Zales is on their way up, so maybe some jewelry consumers are moving down market. That's going to be good news for Zales. And then, again, maybe, hopefully, finally, some good news for Lambert and Sears.
Yeah, that's very true. Well, just to go back to Tiffany for a moment, though, the flagship store, though, continues to decline 2%. I did my best. I went there over Christmas, only bought the silver, not up to the diamonds right now. But on the luxury front, Coach and Michael Kors down on this news as well. You can look at the numbers there, over 2% and over 3% for those brands, as you mentioned. Zales, same-store sales up over 2%, net positive income for 2013, and they are up 8% today. Finally, I'm going to talk some Aeropostale holiday sales. Black Friday weekend, they said, was gangbusters, but it all went downhill from there. CEO of Aeropostale saying sales and traffic trends deteriorated significantly in December. He now expects net earnings of 20 to 24 cents a share. That was below their well below their earlier outlook, which had been 36 to 41 cents a share. Conversely, American Eagle was up 5% in holiday sales, but their stock is down today as well, dragged down by Aeropostale. They're down about 5%, and Aeropostale was down over 6%. That's it for us. Thank you so much. Follow us on Twitter at Reuters Insider. Thanks to John Marino. Remember, check out our YouTube channel also at Reuters.com/ReutersTV. I'm Lisa Bernhard. This is Reuters.